it's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we get together every Monday morning and talk about what's hot and what's going on in the U.S. immigration system. So, I like to dive right in. So here we go. The first thing I want to let you all know about that I think is of pretty big significance for us is the Immigration Service has recognized that we are still in the middle of a pandemic and that it is still difficult getting documents, not only from US sources, but also from sources overseas. So they have extended the flexibility and timeline with which we have now to respond to their inquiries. So if we are responding to a request for further evidence, a notice of intent to deny, or potentially a notice of intent to revoke, we are given an automatic extension of 60 days past the original due date. So that's 60 days past the date indicated in the notice that we receive. If we are filing for a motion to reopen or reconsider with the Immigration Service, we are given we're given 60 days from the date of the decision itself. So that's super important to know that we still have that cushion and that buffer time in case we do need to get documents from other individuals that are outside of the U.S. or even sometimes inside the U.S. Those documents are a little bit delayed in being able to receive them. So that's great news. The second thing I wanted to talk about was really impacts those individuals that are here in conditional permanent residence. So as you may know, conditional permanent residence is granted when a family-based, a spousal-based application is filed, and it is approved within 2 years of that marriage. When that happens, the green card is valid and the conditional residence is valid for 2 years. Towards the end of that 2 years, then we need to file to what we call remove those conditions and really convert that conditional permanent residence to a full-on permanent residence. And at that point, you receive a 10-year green card. Well, that application for removing the conditions and getting your 10-year green card is severely delayed and backlogged with the Immigration Service. So in an attempt to give themselves a little bit of a buffer and to help us on our end and our clients, they have increased the timing on the receipt notice. So the receipt notice now indicates that the permanent resident status is now automatically extended for 24 months. So we are seeing those new receipt notices come in, at least in my firm. And so that is really helpful to our clients because what it is allowing our clients to do is really continue with life. When these receipt notices run out and it no longer shows that they are in status, it really impacts their ability to get new employment if they choose, and also simple things like getting a driver's license. So I'm super happy that the Immigration Service has recognized that they needed some sort of stopgap measure. And so again, I, in my practice, have seen those 24-month receipt notices coming out. If your application was already filed, you should still be receiving a new receipt notice that is valid for 24 months. At least that's what I've been seeing in my firm. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to our office at 954-903-1337, and we're happy to walk you through what that should be looking like. The big news that we have seen in the past week or so is that President Biden is moving toward rescinding the current COVID-19 travel bans. Currently, these travel bans are impacting individuals who are wanting to fly into the US from China, Iran, most of Western Europe, UK, Ireland, Brazil, South Africa, and India. Currently, we have been under travel bans instituted, some of them fairly recently, but however, most under the previous White House administration because of COVID-19, because we were trying to stop the spread of COVID-19. So the White House has now indicated that now that we have vaccination protocols in place, they are looking at more so the individual that is flying rather than the entire country. So what they have said that coming in early November of this year, so early next month, individuals will need to show that they have been fully vaccinated, as well show proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 3 days of travel, of boarding a flight to the United States. Several questions have immediately arisen, one of which is which vaccines will be acceptable when flying into the United States. The White House has indicated that they will rely on the CDC for that guidance. Of course, we don't have that guidance yet. That will come out soon, hopefully. But let me tell you what this release or rescinding of travel ban does not cover. It does not change the current essential only travel restriction at the US Canadian border. Only essential travel is still in place until as of now, October 21st of this year. So that is still in place. That is not impacted by the rescinding of this travel ban. And this travel ban also does not discuss thus far the backlogs at the US consulates. So currently, if you are an employer and you have an employee that has an approval notice in hand from the Immigration Service, but they needed a visa to enter the US, and on top of that, they were from a country that was subject to a travel ban, that individual is still sitting overseas with a very valid approval notice that they cannot use. So we still do not have any guidance from the Department of State, who oversees all of our consulates, to see whether or not we are going to see an opening up in terms of consular services to get these visas approved and then help us get employees into the country. So the restriction is a good thing, and we are, sort of moving towards opening up very slowly. But there's still some other lingering pieces that that the government will need to address, and that hopefully we'll be able to address with you all next Monday morning, I'm hoping. The next thing I want to do is to remind us all that Social Security cards can be applied for during the green card process. So on that form 485, we can absolutely now move forward and apply for Social Security cards, which will hopefully help individuals start work sooner with their Social Security card in place and make that onboarding process when it comes to employment just a little bit smoother. The last thing I wanted to talk about with you today and let you know about is that Department of Homeland Security recently designated Croatia as a new participant in the visa waiver program. So starting no later than December 1st of this year, Croatian nationals will be able to enter the US as visa waivers, meaning they will not need to go to the US consulate in order to apply for a visa. And typically, visa waiver individuals are allowed to enter the US for 6 months. So that is great news for Croatia. That is honestly, my friends, all I have for you this morning. I wanted to come on and again, every Monday morning, just let you know what's going on in US immigration. If you have any questions or you need help with any of your cases, or you're just not quite sure where to go next, feel free to reach out to me at my office, and I can be reached at 954-903-1337. And again, I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and this has been another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite. Have a wonderful Monday morning and a great week, and I will talk to you next Monday. Bye.